Most people worry about clicking the wrong link. They hover over URLs, avoid shady pop-ups, and double-check emails. But what if the real threat isn't something you click? What if it's already inside your browser, installed willingly, sitting silently in your toolbar, watching everything you do? There's a massive underground market where innocent browser extensions are bought and sold like commodities. And when ownership changes hands, the new buyers aren't fixing bugs. They're after one thing, your session cookies. They don't need your password, they don't need your 2FA. Because once they have your cookies, they're already logged in as you. Today we're exposing the developer's exit strategy, the hidden power of the DOM, and why having more than 3 extensions installed puts you in a digital minefield, whether you realize it or not. 1. The shadow market. Behind the clean interfaces of official browser stores exists a shadow economy that most users never see. In this market, extensions aren't software, they're assets. Bought, sold, flipped, and repurposed. In late 2024 and early 2025, more than 35 browser extensions were exposed for silently stealing session cookies from over 2.6 million users. No alerts, no suspicious pop-ups, no visible red flags. This is known as the developer's exit strategy. A trusted extension with strong reviews and a large install base gets quietly purchased by a data broker or malicious actor. The new owner keeps everything the same: branding, description, permissions, for months, sometimes longer. Then, with a single update, the intent changes. You don't get a warning. The UI doesn't change, but your trust has just been sold to the highest bidder. 2. Inside the DOM. To understand why this works, you need to understand the DOM, the Document Object Model. The DOM is the live structure of every web page. It's where text appears, buttons exist, and your inputs are processed. An extension isn't watching from the outside, it's embedded directly inside the page, living where you type and click. Inside the DOM, every interaction is visible. Every form field is accessible. Your browser becomes a shared space. Most extensions use content scripts injected into every tab. They run silently, activate without notification, and persist once installed. They load the instant a page begins rendering, ensuring no user action goes unseen. 3. The bypass. A malicious extension doesn't need to defeat encryption. It doesn't need to crack hashes or intercept traffic. It simply records what you typed before they're ever protected. Autofill data is intercepted the moment it appears. Even the strongest password manager can't help you here, because the scraping happens after the password is inserted into the login box. Security layers only work after input. Extensions operate before it. This is why the bait and switch is so effective. Trust is built slowly, patiently, over time, then it's exploited instantly. There's no dramatic shift in behavior, no obvious red flags. Attackers often maintain clean versions of extensions for months to pass store audits, only pushing the malicious payload once they reach a critical mass of users. And by the time anyone notices, it's already too late. 4. The buyout. Here's how it usually happens. A small developer builds a simple, useful extension. It solves one problem well. Reviews roll in, downloads grow, the extension becomes trusted. Then a quiet email arrives. A buyout offer, no public announcement, no disclosure to users. Ownership changes, but users are never warned. The name stays the same, the branding stays the same. Only the code changes. Extension stores do not currently flag ownership transfers. Trust automatically transfers to the new owner, meaning you could be handing full browser access to a criminal organization hiding behind the reputation of a solo developer. A silent update follows. Data collection begins behind the scenes. Researchers call this a sleeper agent. It may remain dormant for weeks or months, waiting until attention fades. Randomized delays ensure its behavior doesn't line up with update timelines, making detection nearly impossible. Scaling threat. This isn't theoretical and it's accelerating. As extensions grow more popular, exploitation becomes more profitable. Scale turns a single malicious update into millions of victims overnight. In the browser economy, one line of code can extract a billion-dollar data set in a single weekend. By late 2024, attackers escalated again, targeting developers instead of extensions. Using fake Google phishing emails, they hijacked developer accounts and pushed malicious updates directly to official stores. No rules were broken. The system trusted the developer. And once that trust was compromised, the official version became the virus. Trust became the weakest link. 6. Cookie theft and session hijacking. This is where everything changes. Session hijacking makes passwords irrelevant. By stealing session cookies, malicious extensions don't need your credentials or two-factor authentication, because to the server, they already are you. Security keys and biometrics become useless. The attack happens after the door is already unlocked. And because it looks like legitimate traffic, most systems never detect it. 7. The data goldmine. Your data isn't just stolen, it's monetized. It fuels a $500 billion global data brokerage industry. Many free extensions are loss leaders. They're not designed to help you, they're designed to harvest you. Your behavior becomes the product. Your habits become currency. These tools generate a 24/7 stream of sellable telemetry, feeding corporate databases, ad networks, and analytics engines around the world. 8. The illusion of anonymity. Most users believe their data is anonymous. It isn't. When browsing patterns are combined with IP addresses, timing, and behavior, identities emerge. Research shows that even de-identified data can be traced back to a specific individual using just a handful of unique website visits. Manifest v3 was marketed as a security upgrade. In practice, it weakened powerful ad blockers while leaving data harvesting extensions largely untouched. The balance shifted away from users and toward platforms. Control became centralized. Surveillance became normalized. 9. How to protect yourself. Real protection requires intention. Set extensions to run on click, not on every page. That single change prevents constant access and acts as a manual kill switch. Use tools like CRX Excavator to assess risk. Ignore trust badges. Compromised extensions had them too. Outdated extensions are a major threat. Abandonware is especially dangerous. No updates means no oversight. Neglect creates opportunity. Less convenience means less exposure. And less exposure means less risk. 10. The final audit. Browser extensions are digital sleeper agents. Unlike websites that disappear when you close a tab, extensions have persistence. They activate when your laptop wakes up and remain active until you shut it down. They rely on your routine as camouflage. Once you grant permission, they never have to ask again, giving them a permanent, invisible front row seat to your entire digital life. If you're opening your browser settings right now to start deleting extensions, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm this message matters. This isn't about being afraid, it's about being informed. Subscribe to join a community that chooses protection over convenience. Stay skeptical, stay safe.